Hello everyone, and this is a short devotional message about Psalm 91. Psalm 91, which my church has been actively reading, memorizing, and reciting. So, when one reads Psalm 91, the key theme of that chapter is really revealed in its first verse. And verse 1 says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." This theme was once again repeated somewhere in the middle of that chapter in verse 9, where it says, "Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place." So the whole theme of Psalm 91 can really be summed up in this: dwelling in the secret place of the Most High. Dwelling in the secret place of the Most High. God has revealed himself by many names. One of these names is El Elyon, which is translated as God Most High. And the first time where this name was shown was in Genesis chapter 14. And if you read in verse 18, it says, "Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was the priest of God Most High." The revelation of God as El Elyon, or God Most High, typically happens in conjunction with some form of conflict. And if you study Genesis 14, prior to the verse 18, you understand that this was the story of Abraham engaging in war to rescue his nephew Lot, who was in captivity under a warlord. So the revelation of God Most High almost always happens in the midst of some form of conflict. So why did God introduce himself as God Most High? When we think about high, being the Most High, we will always, other than intoxication, you will think of levels, right? There is the lowest level, and then there is the highest level. And that is seen in like a hierarchy system, like in a company. When you have the lowest level, like an officer or an executive, and then you have a manager going up, and then you have a director going up, and then you have a chief executive sitting on top. And what happens in a hierarchical system like this is that when someone of a higher level issues an order to a person beneath him, the person beneath him is obliged to comply. So today, to speak, if your manager asks you to send an email, you're obliged to obey that order. That is unless someone of a higher authority overrides his order. Say, the chief executive overrides the order of your manager. Then you will follow the order of the highest authority that issued the order. Likewise, when God introduced himself as God Most High, this is what he's saying: that he is seated at the highest level of the hierarchy. And that means that there is no other name, no other person above him. There's no senior director who is above God. There is no angel who is above God. There's no demon who is above God. There is no person that's above God. And so God, as God Most High, is claiming his authority over everything. That's why when we go on to read Psalm 91 lists out all the benefits of dwelling in the secret place of the Most High. It says that, diseases, pestilence will not come near your dwelling place. It says you will be sheltered from destruction. Destruction refers to death, the loss of life, the loss of property. It says you shall tread upon the lion and the cobra. That is demonic opposition as well. So every spiritual authority that rises up against you, they have to submit. They have to submit to the authority of the Most High. And what happens when you have a revelation of this God, the Most High God? Then it says, "You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. Because you will know who is the highest authority and who has the final authority over all the things that are happening around you. I hope you are blessed by this message. And until next time, see you.